Hi everyone. So this is going to be my look ahead to this week, beginning the 20th of January 2020, and I'm going to be having a look at the US indices and global indices as well. I'm starting off with the Dow. Excuse me. So again, monthly, weekly, daily bullish. Okay, so it isn't really a question of is the market, getting ready to collapse? Is it bearish? Under the surface, it is without a doubt still bullish. But that doesn't mean that it isn't overextended and sort of in an area sort of heading up, obviously between where it is now and towards 30,000 isn't potentially going to achieve some exhaustion. But that isn't really going to be the case. What I'll be looking for that will definitely catch my attention, if I just use palladium as an example, I beg your pardon, was it platinum? I thought it was palladium, where I had the daily. So let's just go out to that daily. I'm looking for signs of exhaustion like this. I'll be looking ideally for bearish red candles or strong rejections on the daily, and or even better on the weekly. Once I get those, that'll be a sign that the market is then likely to prepare for a retracement on those levels. So let's go back to having a look at the Dow. Still broken through just through a recent level, pushing a little bit higher, not actually that overextended on the weekly, and also having broken through monthly resistance there. Okay, so it's not ridiculous, but and I am still bullish, but I'm also cautiously bullish. Okay, having a look here at the S&P, same thing again, also just having connected with the moving averages last week and pushing on through. Monthly starting to head a little bit far away from the moving averages. The daily kind of looking fine in terms of its structure here. It's pretty consistent, but again, it will breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. It's gonna do that in the next in the next 3 to 7 candles. Okay, that's going to be happening. Mini Nasdaq as well. So these nice little futures contracts looking, just these charts are really nice. Okay, so again, this is one of the most bullish indices, the Nasdaq, and we can see that just on a it's turning parabolic. Okay, parabolic usually means that you'll get a strong correction when it happens. Okay, and probably at that point back down towards 8,000. Okay, we'll see at that time, but right now still bullish. Right, mini Russell highlighting as well. There we go. So this is the kind of structure, looks pretty nice. Perhaps some bearish divergence on the momentum indicators if that happens here on the weekly as well, and then seeing price coming back into these previous highs. But so far monthly looks nice and bullish. It can still hit up to these previous highs, so my expectation is still to see even the Russell hit a little bit further. Let's have a look at FTSE. The FTSE 100 still looking nice and bullish. The question is, can it break through this level of resistance? But the monthly looks pretty good, and it has already pushed through past these previous highs, so to some degree it'll be clearing out any of the bears at this point, hitting their stops and probably having them switch position or switch direction, likely adding a bit more momentum to that, so keeping an eye on that. Then of course, having a look at, say, stocks. This is Euro stocks, just pointing out this looking nice and bullish as well. Nice weekly uptrend, daily just starting to take off and away there. ASX 200 out of Australia. All right, so this is without a doubt very overextended. Doesn't look so bad on the weekly. It was a very nice little breakout, bullish breakout formation there, and looks pretty good. Nice strong monthly candle here, but the daily is just well overextended, so a nice retracement back down into these previous highs should be coming very, very soon. Then having a look at e-minis. So these are really good. This is a relatively new product. It was introduced in 2019, and it's micro e-minis trading S&P. It's just been performing incredibly well. So in terms of individuals who want to trade the indices and who want to trade futures markets, these are worked well on a budget. Obviously, every trader doing this has a trade plan and a risk management plan, but in terms of instruments to trade, it's looking very promising. So again, this is the same kind of data that you've seen on the S&P chart I showed you earlier, just nice and bullish, a little bit overextended. So we are entering an area here in the next, as I said, sort of next 2 to 6, 7 candles where I expect a retracement back down, and then I'll take the weekly into account at that point. So long and short of this being, markets still nice and bullish. Some of the markets are due a retracement on the daily time frames, not necessarily overextended, too overextended on the weekly or monthly. Markets are still bullish, but I am cautious because just generally speaking, obviously at some point I do anticipate at least a weekly retracement at some point, but certainly in the next, as I said, in the next week or so, I'm expecting a daily retracement, and then I will consider long opportunities at that point in time.